What is up, everybody? It's B-Max Bracketology, and I am back continuing the series of predicting every single college basketball conference tournament winner. And today, I'm doing the Conference USA, the CUSA, whatever you want to call it. Let's just get right into the bracket. So basic a 10-team bracket. Every team involved in the tournament, or every team involved in the conference, is able to go to the tournament. Like that a lot. You know, the conference is very deep. Liberty was able to win, but Jacksonville State kind of had the regular season wrapped up this whole year, but they kind of choked down the end of the season. But, I still like them a lot. So let's just get into the first game. Unfortunately, I'm sorry that I couldn't get this video out earlier. I tried. I'm not trying to give out crappy predictions, so I actually took some time in this one. I didn't look up the score between UTEP and Sam Houston. I like the ability that UTEP had to just be a very good defensive team. They forced a lot of turnovers, which is something that I like. Sam Houston, they're not a very good defensive team, and I think UTEP would be able to really emphasize on that to get their offense going a little bit. Sam Houston's got Wilkerson, who's an absolute stud, but I just don't think that's going to be enough. I rolled with the 8 seed UTEP, and they did end up winning, so hey, 1 for 1, I guess. And then in the next matchup, we got the 7 seed Western Kentucky versus the 10 seed FIU. This game's going on right now. Haven't looked at that game yet. So Western Kentucky plays a very, very fast style of offense. They kind of make teams uncomfortable. I don't like this FIU team. They really don't do anything well. They're easily the worst team in this conference. Went 9-22 on the year. Just not a fan. I'm going to roll with the 7 seed Western Kentucky. And then in the first quarterfinal match, we got the 1 seed Liberty versus the 8 seed UTEP. UTEP funds themselves off turning teams over. They're not a good rebounding team. They're not a good shooting team. They don't have a good offense. That's just what they do. That's what they're coached to do, and they do it pretty well, is that they turn teams over. But Liberty just does not turn the ball over. They're a very good shooting team. I think they're going to have a field day against this UTEP team. Give me the 1 seed Liberty to move on. And then in the next match, we got the 4 seed Kennesaw State versus the 5 seed New Mexico State. Both these teams are very, very similar, both very efficient, both do the little things pretty well. Kennesaw State, I like their team a lot. I like this I like this Kennesaw State offense better, and they got some good players. Woolley and Cottle both average over 17.5 points per game. Woolley's very good, almost averages 19. Really like his ability. They don't rely on him too much. Very solid player. I just don't think New Mexico State's going to be able to slow him down. They don't have the offense to keep up with Kennesaw. I'm going to roll with the 4 seed Kennesaw State in this one. And then in the next quarterfinal match, we got the 2 seed Jacksonville State versus 7 seed Western Kentucky. Jacksonville State is a very solid offensive team. They get a lot of offensive rebounds. They take care of the ball. They do the little things well for the most part. But Western Kentucky is very, very good at limiting teams to the offensive glass. They don't allow a lot of offensive rebounds. I think this Western Kentucky team is overall deeper than Jacksonville State, but Jacksonville State has the best player in this game, and that is Pierre. Yeah, Jaron Pierre averages about 22 points a game. He's an absolute stud. But outside of him, I don't really like anybody on this team. Not a lot of depth. I like the Western Kentucky depth. I don't think Jacksonville State's going to be able to get to the offensive glass. I'm going to roll with an upset here. Give me the 7 seed Western Kentucky to move on. And then in the next match, we got the 3 seed Middle Tennessee versus the 6 seed Louisiana Tech. Louisiana Tech was able to sweep the season series, which is something I like. Daniel Baccio is a very, very good player. Like him a lot. This Louisiana Tech team does not take care of the ball very well, but Middle Tennessee, it doesn't really turn teams over, so that plays into their advantage a lot. Middle Tennessee's got some pretty good players. I like Mustafa inside, and I like Porter, but I just don't think Mustafa's going to have a good day. Baccio's one of the best defensive players in this conference. He's going to limit those shots. I like the 6 seed Louisiana Tech to pull off an upset here. And then in the next match, we've got the 1 seed Liberty versus the 4 seed Kennesaw State. Kennesaw State, good defensive team. They don't really shoot the ball well, which is something that Liberty does really, really well. Liberty doesn't get a lot of offensive rebounds, but they do get a lot of defensive rebounds. Don't allow a lot of teams to get to the glass. Kennesaw State is the best offensive rebounding team in this conference. That's what they rely on. I just think that Liberty's going to shut them down in that aspect. Don't like how Kennesaw State, I don't think they're going to get a lot of offensive rebounds, and they don't shoot the ball well against a team who really shoots the ball well. Not a good recipe for that. I'm going to roll with the number 1 seed Liberty to move on in this one. And then in the next semifinal matchups, we got a pair of 2 upsets. We got the 7 seed Western Kentucky versus the 6 seed Louisiana Tech. Kind of talked about Western Kentucky earlier. They are very good at getting to they're very good at running up the pace. That's what I like about them a lot. I think they're a little bit different. These two teams are decently similar, but Louisiana Tech does rely on those rebounds a lot. Or they rely on their shooting. Never mind, not the rebounds. They're a pretty solid shooting team. Western Kentucky has a pretty solid defense. I think they're going to slow them down, work up the pace. I'm going to roll with the 7 seed Western Kentucky to go all the way to the finals here. And then in the championship game, we got the 1 seed Liberty versus the 7 seed Western Kentucky. One thing I like, the interesting thing about this is that they are very, very similar when you look at 2 aspects of the game. Liberty has a lot. The Liberty doesn't get a lot of offensive rebounds, but they don't allow teams to get to the glass, which is something Western Kentucky does. They don't really crash the glass, but they do play. They don't give up those rebounds. Both these teams are very, very similar in the turnover margin. They don't turn teams over, but they take care of the ball. But the main difference in this one is just that Liberty shoots the ball way better. I like this Western Kentucky team a lot. They're pretty deep. McHenry averages 17 points. Fay, Tedford, Lander, Marshall, all of them, all their starters are averaging in the double digits. I like that a lot about this team, but this Liberty team just is going to outshoot them in this one. I'm going to roll with the 1 seed Liberty to win the Conference USA. They got Peter, who shoots 57% from the field, which is just absolutely insane from a guard that he shoots that well. Shoots 43% from 3. Love that out of him. Porter is kind of he's their point guard. Very, very good passer. And then Cleveland is also a very good passer out of the post, leads the team in assists. Not great percentage, but I like him a lot. The one thing that I don't like about this Liberty team is their inside game. Don't love it, but none of the teams that they play really present a challenge in the inside. If Louisiana Tech maybe beat Western Kentucky, I think Bacho would have a very good game, but I don't see it. I'm going to roll with the 1 seed Liberty to win the Conference USA. They haven't made the NCAA tournament since 2021 when they won the ASUN when they were part of that conference, so it's been a while. Their head coach has been to the NCAA tournament. They won a game in 2019 when they had Caleb Holmesley and Scotty James. Very, very solid team there. They beat Mississippi State. This team's going to be back, and this team is dangerous. They're a very, very efficient 3-point shooting team. They're a very efficient shooting team. They take care of the ball. They don't allow teams to get a lot of offensive rebounds, and they play a great 3-point defense. This is a team to watch out for in March, so that's what I'm going to go with here. I'm going to go with the 1 seed Liberty. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you get notifications of every time I post. That's all I got for you guys today. BMAX Bracketology out. God bless everyone.